So how do you go from this to this? All right, guys, so in this video, I want to show you my lighting setup. And I think that the best way to do it is probably to turn off all the lights and then turning it on one by one so you can kind of see what kind of difference it does to my video quality. And I'll, of course, include links to it all down below in the description, and then you can check it out and see if that's something you want to grab for yourself. And it is going to be affiliate links, so if you decide to buy through my link, then you will be supporting my channel. So if that's something you decide, then I really appreciate it. And if not, that's also completely fine. And I actually also have a couple of things that I want to show you in this video that has nothing to do with lighting, but it has a big impact on how it all looks on camera. So I also want to show you that, because now that you watch this video, you probably want to achieve kind of this look, and you can't really do that without those two things. So I feel like it's kind of important to go over those two as well, but let's save that for later. So now let's turn off all the lights and then get started with the first one. All right, guys, so the first light I want to show you is my key light, which is pretty much my main light. This is the most important one of them all. And the light I'm using for that is an Aputure 120D Mark II, which is a really good light, but it's also pretty old. I bought it quite a few years ago. And back when I bought it, pretty much every big YouTuber was using that. So that's pretty much what has inspired me to buy it. But now I think they don't even make them anymore. So if you want something similar to this, I want you to check out Aputure's sub-brand, which is made for creators actually. And the sub-brand is called Amaran, and they make really, really good lights. I don't have one for myself, but yeah, basically from what I can hear from other creators, they make lights just like this, just cheaper. I chose to place the light in a 45-degree angle, so it kind of lights up one side of my face, and then I have this nice shadow on the other side of my face, which I really like. And also a really important thing to mention is that I actually chose to close the curtains completely so I can control all the lights myself, because the sun isn't really consistent. Sometimes it's here, sometimes it's gone, and it's just annoying to have that switch in the amount of light that I get. So I just want to be able to control it myself. Next up, we have my Philips Hue lights that I can control from my phone or with voice control, because I have Google Home installed in my office. So I can just say, hey Google, tänd lyset. And then it should turn on the lights right there. And I think that gives a really, really cool vibe to my video. So now let's just try and turn them all off. And then I'll show you what lights I have from Philips Hue and what kind of difference it does to my the look of my video. So first off, we have a couple of Philips Hue light bulbs with color on the shelf over there. And you can see that it adds a little bit of a difference to the vibe over there. And then we have the big ones, which is my Philips Hue Signy lamps, which is this one. Those are definitely my favorites, and I chose to have two, so it kind of frames me in the video. So really cool. Next up, we have a little light strip on the back of my 49-inch LG monitor, which doesn't make a huge difference, and it's probably not worth the money. It's really expensive to buy Philips Hue lights, but it does make a little bit of a difference. Looks pretty cool. So yeah, I just chose to buy it anyway because I like gear. So that's my Philips Hue lights, which adds kind of this cool colory vibe to my video, so it's not just a plain black or white background. So as you can probably tell, it's still pretty dark in here. You can't really tell if it's a black hole or if it's actually those wooden panels that I have in the background. So to fix that, I bought another light from Nanlite. It's a Nanlite Forza 60C, a really cool light. And that I also hooked up to Google Home with a smart plug, so I should just be able to say, hey Google, tænd studiet. And then it should turn on the lights in the background. Right there. So that kind of separates me a little bit more from the background, and then you should be able to see that it's not a black hole, it's actually black wooden panels in the background. So yeah, that's kind of a drawback from having a black background. You need a lot of lights to be able to tell what it is. But yeah, I feel like that fixed it quite well. And actually the Forza 60C light is really cool because it's RGB, so I can switch the color of the lights to also be red or blue, just like the Philips Hue lamps. So I really like that. I haven't used it yet, but I have the option if I want to. For most people, that's probably overkill to have something that can change colors and stuff like that. But again, I really like gear, so I bought it anyway. Now I feel like this is already a really cool look, but the last touch is my headlight. So to separate me a little bit more from the background, I chose to have a headlight which shines down on the back of my head and kind of illuminates the edges of me. And unfortunately, my lights for that is too old to be able to control it with Google Home. I even bought a smart plug for that, but for some reason it just doesn't turn on when I turn on the smart plug. So I have to do that manually. At some point, I'm probably going to switch it out for another Nanlite Forza 60C because I really like those, and those I can control with my voice. But for now, this is completely fine. All right, so I'm just going to go and turn it on manually so you can see what kind of a difference it does to the look. There you go. As you can see, it kind of illuminates my head and separates me a little bit more from the background. Again, very subtle, but kind of the combination of all the lights I have here really adds up to a really, really cool look, in my opinion. So that's all my light sources, but as promised, I have a couple of things that has nothing to do with lights that also makes a huge difference to the look. So if you want to achieve a similar look, then you definitely want to listen to what I'm about to say. So I actually have a filter on my lens right now, which is a variable ND filter from Peter McKinnon with a mist effect. So it's kind of like sunglasses for your lens, which is not really that important because I'm inside. But what is important to achieve this look is the mist filter in that filter. So if I don't have this filter on, it's not going to have this misty vibe to it. It makes my skin a little bit softer, and it also makes the lights a little bit softer. You can kind of see that it has a little bit of a mist vibe to it. So maybe I should just try and remove the filter so you can see the difference. So as you might be able to tell, this looks a little bit sharper, and also the lights are a little bit more powerful and it doesn't have this misty vibe to it. So I just feel like this mist filter gives a really, really cool effect that I like. So yeah, this is probably more of a stylistic choice. Maybe you don't like the look and you like the more sharp look that you see right now. I just think it gives a really, really cool vibe to my videos. So I just love using this mist filter. So maybe we should just put it back on the lens again. And the last thing, which probably makes the biggest difference to the look of my videos, are my color grading. So I don't have my camera set to auto. I always shoot in S-Log3. And if you don't know what S-Log3 is, it basically means that I shoot in a very, very flat look, which gives me the ability to really control the colors when I edit my videos. So what I usually do is I shoot in this flat color profile, S-Log3, and then I apply one of my LUTs, which is basically just a preset for color grading. I'd always have to adjust it a little bit, but mostly I have like 90-95% of the look I want just from a preset that I can apply. So it's really, really cool. But it is actually really hard to figure out how to color grade S-Log3 correctly, because you have to actually overexpose your footage a little bit when you shoot in S-Log3, so it's not really logic how you need to do things. Normally you lose a lot of your image if you're overexposed, but that's not the case when you shoot in S-Log3. So it is kind of hard, and it took me a while to actually figure this out, but I do want to help you the best I can to achieve the same look and kind of learn everything that I learned along the way. So I am actually about to build a little course on color grading. So I'm going to teach you everything about exposing S-Log3, filming in S-Log3, and color grading everything so you can achieve the same look that you see right here. So if you are interested, then I'm going to link to a waitlist down below. And then if you sign up, then I can see that you're actually interested in grabbing that once it's out. All right, so now you know how to light your videos. If you are really serious about being a creator and having your own creator business, then I would definitely recommend that you watch this video next, because in that I take you through a really cool exercise that helped me a lot in my creator journey. So check that out, and I'll see you in there. Bye.